We are here with New York City's fire department, and there's nothing but snow. What's this? Ladder 119. Trucks, snow, closed business. The IBS show was cancelled on day 3. My salon was closed. Shit. But there's sunshine today. There's sunshine. And we are live here in Brooklyn. And we're going to do Mariana's hair. But I wanted to show you how much snow's outside. It's cold out there, but it's warm in here. Let's get in. We're going to go and do a haircut. So come on over, Miss Corinne. Oh, we got Rob the boss. This is Rob the boss. She always thinks she's in charge. That's why Rob the boss.
Yes, she's in charge.
She's in charge. So we had a crazy weekend because the trade show was on. I'm going to cut Mariana's hair. We're going to do like a razor cut. We're going to cut it shorter through the back, longer through the front. Why don't you come a little closer? I don't know what you're doing over there. Corinne!
I wanted them to see Mariana first.
Get yourself over here.
And not the back of her head.
Launching this week, American Wave. That's our new product line. It's a 6 SKU line. There's a special. If you're interested in bringing this into your salon, onto your booth, it's $550. You get the entire line. The special deal finishes at the end of the month, $550, and it's worth at retail $1,600. This is called Hypnotic. It's got argan oil and jojoba. It's a high grade, clean and green, vegan curl cream. Oh, look at that! And what you may say to yourself, why are you doing that now, Nick? Well, what I'm doing is straight away. We've already prepared Mariana's hair, and we worked with our Rogue. It's American Wave Rogue. We don't have all the products in because I only had a few samples, and we used them all. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep the hair now and soak it into the hair. What do you think, Rob? How's that smell?
Oh my God, it's so good.
I'm going to work it right the way through. Here's the good thing. When you actually are thinking about maximizing your potential, the nice thing would be to introduce the product straight away. Yeah, once you introduce the product straight away, what's going to happen is you're already getting the client thinking, and then if you leave the products right in front of the station, she's got that whole appointment to connect to the product. And then she'll make a decision whether she's interested in actually taking the stuff home. So we worked in American Wave. We cleansed it with the Rogue. We worked in American Wave Hypnotic. We're going to hypnotize those curls. We're going to comb the hair through. I'm going to pick up my razor. This is the Feather Plie. If you're interested, we sell these razors online. It comes with a guard. We're going to rotate the blade. We're going to rotate the handle 270 degrees. V for victory. You place the blade right in, bend the thumb, rotate. Now it's straight like a knife. And now I'm ready. And then the comb is placed in to the fingers. Small finger, thumb, 2 fingers on the top, ready to create a great haircut for Mariana. Texture's definitely what's happening, and we're pioneering texture with our brand new line, American Wave, and that goes along with our texture service. Our texture service, American Wave, used to be called a perm, and we changed the brand. We changed the name. We created a whole new waving lotion called American Wave. And we like to say we're on the curve of the future. And what I mean by that is this wave is the wave of the future. So we're going to take clean sections, and it's all going to be about the razor. Now let's just look at the hairline. You'll see it's a little low in certain places. So we're going to clean all this up. We're going to razor the line in right at the hairline, and then we're going to work for A-line. So it's quite a simple cut if it's done well. So let's start right here. We'll take our first section. And these are my Arrojo clips. It's my favorite clips because they're strong, and they're my favorite color, red. But they're strong plastic. I like them actually better than the YS Park clips, which we're also a favorite of. We're a fan of the YS Park clips, but the challenge that I have with the YS Park clips is they're steel, and there's a little bit too much spring exposed. I like the YS Park clips for dry cutting.
Isn't there a promo going on?
There is a, oh, I forgot. Who's behind the camera? There she is.
Good morning.
Well, and I'll do the professional, like, rock star Corinne move. Yeah, you go. There you go. Oh, boom. She changed her expression. I like it. There is a promotion going on. What's it called, Corinne?
It's called Going Rogue.
Everything's about rogue today. So we got a nice, clean, tight section as we're going to come right the way in. I'm going to get my razor moving before I place into the hair. Working the back of the blade into the hair. And we're just going to clean this nice and tight, working what we call edge work. Okay, so when I talk about edge work, I talk about the edge of the blade working on the hair. Now look at this stuff right here. So I'm going to pinch that little piece right up. I'm going to just collapse that in. Now the promo's called Going Rogue, and it's a 15% discounted promo code. So if you're interested, you can go on arrojopro.com and check out all of our tools and our razors, and you can actually get a razor with a 15% discount. This product here is called Hydro Mist. I'm going to have Mariana just hold it on her knee. So now let's do the opposite side. So when you're working on this side, you work from the back of the blade and you rotate. When we work on this side, we're going to use more the tip. So the tip of the blade, again using the edge of the blade, comb that hair down. Fine teeth of the comb. You work with the fine teeth of the comb to get really nice taut tension and get right in. We just had a very successful weekend at the IBS show. Thank you to everybody that came and hung around our booth. We really tried to inspire and share. Not only did we have our IBS booth up, but we also performed on the main stage, and we also certified over 50 hairdressers in our American Wave Texture Service. And our American Wave Texture Service is a certified service, so it takes a full day to get certification, or at the trade shows you can get certified, because we're taking it to the trade shows this year to certify hairdressers. And the reason why we certify is because we want to make sure that we're the protectors of the service, and we want to get the training so people communicate it properly. American Wave, Rob, can you see if you can find a lotion? We'll share it with you.
Hey Nick, Erica Loney's got a great question. She asked, does the blade have teeth on it or is it straight?
No, the blade is completely straight, so it's super sharp. I'm not touching the skin. You can see the blade here. I don't know if that's a good shot, Corinne. You can see it's nothing but blade. And the blade is super sharp, but this comes with a guard. Do you want to put them down there? So when you actually cut hair with the razor, I recommend, unless you've had a lesson with Arrojo, keep the guard on.
Maritza Hernandez is asking, do you change the blade after every cut?
Marissa, I like to change the blade after every 2 cuts. I try to get 2 cuts out of every blade. A box of blades is $14.50 on arrojopro.com. And of course today we have a 15% discount, so if you want to stock up, today's the day.
And you can get our razors there, right?
You get our razors, our scissors, our tools, our clips, our combs, our dryers, our brushes. You can get a lot. So section 2 on both sides. Now you notice I don't like to shave the hairline at all. I want to still keep a little bit of natural personality. Now let me just show you what I just did. Can you see that? Yeah? So whatever we've cut here is like a mirror image. It's just like a mirror image of what we've cut. So that little bit of softness in the razor work, the amount of hair that you see visibly in the fingers is the amount of razor work that you've left on the head. So that means the amount of movement of the blade. If there's a lot more hair here, it means the blade was moving a lot more. As we go through our weekly education on Brooklyn Live, we're always sharing our tips and our techniques. I may do a little bit of refining with this hairline a little bit later. I can always pick up my scissor if I need to. Now I'm going to start to take slightly thicker sections. A thicker section for me is 1/4 of an inch. The guide to sectioning should always be thin enough that you can see your guide, so I can see my guide, and thick enough so that you're cutting hair off. In the Arrojo brand, the Arrojo Studios, which we have 3 of, this one here is in Brooklyn. We have 1 in Tribeca. We have 1 in Soho. The Arrojo Studio, we book on the 15-minute. So it's a on the 45-minute. So every 45 minutes, we'll receive a new client.
Nick, we have some questions coming in.
Good.
Milo's asking, do we still have Mizutani scissors with Arrojo on them?
We do, Milo, and we actually have them on order. I don't know if they're going to be in yet, but they are slim 5.5. They're great scissors. And we also have the BMAC 5.0 shears, which are beautiful. The difference between the 2 scissors is 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch is 1/2 inch, if you know what I'm saying, Corinne. 1/2 inch, a little bit bigger, but also the slims are skinnier, more pointier shear, and the BMAC is a little thicker, and it has slightly blunter edges. So that's the difference. So the slim's a little skinnier, more refined. This is a little chunkier.
Charlie Cash is asking, do only Arrojo blades fit?
They're not Arrojo blades. They are feather plié blades. This is the box. And this is it, feather plié blades. It's a blue box. The nice thing is you dispense them with your thumb. I'll pop one out. There's the blade dispensed. I'm gonna push that back in. And then there's a little trap door for the used blades. I'll pass this over to Rob the boss, and she'll push that back in. Put it back in. I'm going nowhere with that. Okay, it's too early. All right, so let's keep going. I'm gonna open my blade now, and we started with the edge, now I'm working more with the flat. So I want to get that softness in the hair. We use a slight over direction backwards. We're going to drop this down a line. The nice thing with the razor, it's an incredibly fluid tool. Notice how I comb with the wide teeth of the comb after each cut. The wide teeth of the comb enables me to allow the hair to live a little. Mariana's hair has some curl within it. We're working with the curl. We want to allow that curl to come through. We prep the hair using American Wave Rogue. You can just see the flatness of the blade. So see how the blade's flat? Before I was using more the edge. Now I'm using more the flat of the blade. When we use the flat of the blade, we create a little bit more softness, a little bit more transparency in the ends of the hair. My sections are classic bob sections. My sections are parallel to the cutting line. So there's a parallel line. That's very important. And you want to allow this hair not to be super wet. And I prep the hair also with Hypnotic, which is our curl calmer. We want to calm those curls, allow the product to absorb into the cuticle. While the hair's wet, the cuticle's open. So again, the flat of the blade. And we're slightly starting to open the blade more and more as we move up into the hair.
Nick, Jared Joyner's asking, what if the client's hairline is not ideal? How would you adjust?
Well, there's two ways to go with that, Jared. Number one is wait till the end and you can fix it, or you can actually do a slight undercut to eliminate. Again, hairline's is part of the personality. Yeah, I don't even know what an ideal hairline is. When the hair grows up, sometimes we cut the underneath off completely. But again, I definitely believe, and as I'm looking here at Mariana's hair, you can see right in here, there's a little fingerprint as the hair moves over. I may take that off a little bit later, but I like the natural fabric of the hair, and I like the natural fabric of the hairline. That's part of your identity when you're creating your cut. So really work on refining and work on polishing and work on your signature. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to start to over direct the hair back even more. I'm going to elevate just a little. Now when I grab the hair and the head's slightly tucked in so the skin is flat here, so we create a flat surface. We comb the hair nice and taut. I see and feel everything underneath. I feel the hair disappear. And now I'm going to start to open this blade up. And I'm actually going to over direct this hair back. And I'm going to start to create a slight overhang. So we're going to actually let the hair get a little longer. And it's kind of more like what we did a little bit last week with our reverse graduation. It's just going to enable me to keep some length through the front, because we want to keep all the length through the front. We want to make it kind of extreme but soft at the same time.
Nick, Milo's asking, did you ever achieve a perfect Sassoon bob with the razor?
Yeah, I did, Milo, and I really love that. And you know, I mean, it's actually slightly better than cutting it with a scissor, to be honest with you, because you get maybe 1 millimeter of diffusion. It's more forgiving. Also, when you cut hair with a razor, you create a little bit more space. So I can cut a beautiful clean line with a razor. But really, we're not necessarily doing such smooth, flat work right now, because the trend is texture, wave, and movement. That is the trend, and that's what we've been pushing as a business and a brand, as a business and as a brand, bringing our identity with more texture, wave, and movement. I do think it's important to think about what your identity is. What is your unique ID? Or as I've been saying, what is your unique USP? Unique selling point? Or for hairdressers, I like to say unique styling point, or unique styling perspective. Nice word, perspective. Fine teeth of the comb, get the hair nice and taut. I'm feeling all the hair underneath. I feel where it disappears. You can't see the guide quite so clearly, but I'm feeling where the hair disappears. Razor cutting enables you to get more connected to the hair. As a Sassoon-based, precision-based hairdresser, what I loved about Sassoon was the focus on precision. What I didn't love so much as I became a master of following clean lines, what I felt like my work didn't have enough movement or enough natural personality. But I don't like to cut hair in a way that is aggressive. So you'll see when you look through the hair, you'll see, look at the, there's like a definedness, there's a delicacy. And as we're melting the hair away, it's kind of like shading. The blade is just one piece of steel, so we're not getting two pieces of steel to work together. This is the razor comb. It's got a beautiful, it's slightly longer than a classic scissor comb. It's quite short, so you can use the spine of the comb. This is the Arrojo comb. It has 0 tension here, and then it has even tension right in here. Your tools are important, and we will be in, well, we're going to be at the America's Beauty Show next, not this weekend, the following weekend. I believe it's the 27th, 28th. Am I correct? It's around there. And we'll have our trade booth there. I'll be there. We'll be selling our tools, combs, clips, razors, a little bit of education. We'll be doing American Wave certification. So if you want to get certified and join the club of hairdressers that are bringing back texture to our straight-haired clients, you can get certified. And on Sunday night, Sunday the 26th, Sunday the 26th, we have our Arrojo Expose party, and we are bringing in our rapper, our post-gender rapper, Mr. Wallace. And Mr. Wallace is coming in to perform for the Chicago hairdressers. He's bringing his DJ. We're going to have a party. We're going to have our models. We're going to share our video collection. It's going to be a short, tight, 30-minute show, and we're going to have a big celebration. And the good news is, it's literally 1 block away from the McCormick Place. No taxis, baby. No Ubers, baby. Just walk to the party. And get your tickets. It's going to be 250 people. That's all we can fit in. We found a brand new venue, walking distance from the show, so that no matter what the weather, you can walk, have a good time. Get your tickets at arrojoexpo.com. Sign up today. Tickets are $35, and you get your first drink free. You get a drink ticket when you walk in. So, la-di-da-di, we know how to party. But we're really all about inspiration, and it's part of our inspiration to share, and also we're also about celebration.
Todd Dowell asked if you're going to drop it like it's hot.
I always drop it like it's hot. I always do that, Todd. You should know that. In fact, if you was in New York this past weekend, maybe you came to Arrojo Underground, where we had over 250 hairdressers pack into our Tribeca location, and they got to experience the creative inspiration of all of our stylists as they showcased their inspiration. And if you're interested in checking out some of the images, then you can go to arrojonyc.com and check out some of the photographs from the event and find out what it's all about. It's a marquee event we do once a year. The reason why we do it is we're always looking to create opportunities for our team to showcase their inspiration, and then we can use that inspiration to help us with our trend predictions.
Todd said you need to come to Canada.
All right, Todd, I'm coming to Canada. I'm coming to Canada. I'm going to come to Canada in the summer. I'm going to go to Toronto. Trust me. We're going to go to Element Hair, and we're going to do some education, and we're going to do a show. So stay connected to us. And if you're interested in carrying a Arrojo product, anyone from Canada, reach out to us. You can bring an American Wave, you can bring an Arrojo product, get connected to our ambassador program, and stay connected to, you know, a true, innovative, independent, hairdresser 100% owned brand, and help us on our journey as we continue to educate hairdressers across North America.
Todd asked if you're bringing me to Canada.
If I'm bringing you to Canada, no, Corinne. What do you think, Corinne? Should we bring you to Canada? When you want to go to Canada, rob the boss?
I love Canada.
She's going nowhere. She's going to stay here in Brooklyn. Till the retail numbers get stronger. Till the retail numbers get stronger.
It's no joke.
Retail numbers got to get stronger. We're really big onto that.
You've been shamed.
She's been shit publicly.
Oh my God.
Okay, so now I'm going to do a little elevation. And you can see the guide. So we're just going to comb through, get that razor moving, and then we're just melting that hair away. So what else have we got going on? I'll tell you what else we got going on. I'm going to be in Nashville this weekend. So if you want to come down to the Cosmoprof show, I will be there educating, sharing. I'm taking a fresh team of people in. We always travel with different people, and we're going to be sharing our inspirations. We've got 7 classrooms. I'll be part of the Goldwell representation in Nashville this weekend. And we just did an amazing thing with our color partner Goldwell, where if you are an ambassador salon, or if you do decide to bring in a Arrojo product, this magic stuff over here, which we've really built as our professional retail line, you also can get connected to the Star Alliance, so you can double dip. Do you like double dipping, Corinne? This is a double dip. You can earn Arrojo reward dollars and Star Alliance points, so you really can make the most of your professional relationships. If you're interested in the Arrojo Ambassador Program, get connected to Arrojo. Contact Gordon, Gordon, at arrojonyc.com. And he can also, if you're interested in Goldwell, contact Gordon, and we can also help facilitate the beginning of that relationship. Okay, so we'll kind of look at the axis point right here. We're going to work 2 more sections, and then I'm going to move into the sides. And we're going to start to over-direct it back so she can keep a lot of extreme length through the front.
Nick, Arrojo Cosmetology just jumped on and said we also have cut and color inspiration in NYC this weekend.
Yeah, well, we have classes every week here in Arrojo. We have our Advanced Academy. So if you're interested, cut and color inspiration this weekend, contact Loretta at Arrojo NYC. And our advanced class this weekend is day 1 is all cutting, and day 2 is all color. So it's a combination class, and a great class. We've got some great educators teaching the class, and we'd love to see you here in New York. Contact Loretta at arrojonyc.com. If you're part of the ambassador program, you get reward dollars that enables you to actually use those dollars dollar for dollar to our advanced academy.
Nick, Karen Thompson said she had a ticket to go to IBS on Tuesday, and she's wondering when we're coming to Pennsylvania again, since she didn't get to see it.
Okay, well, we are going to Philadelphia. We're going to Philadelphia on April the 9th. We have an amazing show at the Fringe Arts Center, and that amazing show, $25 for the ticket, and you'll see the Arrojo creative team. I'll be there, and it's an amazing venue. We're going to bring our expose inspiration, and then we're going to hang out and have a great time afterwards. We'd love to see you. You can also get to experience part of our Goldwell Color Magic, and also Salon Transcripts, SDX. That's our professional software program system that we work with, and they'll be there also to share how they're helping to shape the future of the hair industry through technology. And I'm sorry that I tried to stop the snow, but I'm not that good. So you can see what's happening right here. I'll do one more section, and then we're going to move into the sides, and then we're going to start to use extreme over direction. And that extreme over direction is going to leave the length around the front. So you'll see how I'm elevating the hair out. You'll see how great the razor is. Let's just comb through and you can see. There's the guide. Right there. So when I cut with a razor, I cut behind my fingers, and I see and feel the hair disappear behind me. Yeah, now with her having curls in her hair, what we don't want to do is really shatter the cuticle. So really, just with the fingertips, I'm just gonna melt the hair away. Keep it clean, cut hair, not corners, we always say that. And notice how I'm working with the hair in a damp state, and as I comb the hair around, I want to see exactly how the hair's expanding and how the shape's pulling together. Final section before I go through the sides. Now you can also see how we positioned it to break, and that's because she pushes the hair this way. I always like to set that parameter right at the very beginning. So again, comb this hair back, open that blade, and just melt that hair away. Now we've got the foundation of the cut in, it's going to be very easy for me to work through into the front, because this is the hardest part, through the back. Okay, let's move around.
Nick,
yes.
Ian said love from the UK, and again, you're twisting his melons.
Well, you know, I'd like to twist them every Thursday.
He said,
I'm so happy that you call them melons. You could see a doctor for that.
He said, on a serious note, when you're not teaching rising stars at your academy using a razor for the first time, what's the #1 piece of advice you share with them, as you're sure it's a little scary?
Razor cutting?
Yeah, like when it's their first time.
The #1 piece of advice is always work with the guard on, and the #1 piece of advice is just try to create a clean line. That's how I train myself. So when you kind of just focus on trying to keep a clean line, that's the way to do it. All right, now I'm going to extremely over-direct this hair back. So I'm going to use some extreme over-direction. I'm going to keep the razor just a little closed as I start to establish the outline. So this is now a little bit more edge work. Now I'll just bring that up. You can see it's edge work because there's a lot less softness in the hair. So I'm keeping it a little cleaner. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Brooklyn Live. We've been doing Brooklyn Live since our Expo event, which was in October. We've had a lot of success. It's always on a Thursday morning. And for those stylists that work on Thursdays in the morning, we're going to be adding a new experience of education. It's going to be on Tuesdays, and it's going to be called, right now it's going to be called Tribeca Tuesdays, and it's going to be at 7 o'clock. So we're going to change and create something from my Tribeca location so you can experience what we're doing, and it'll give you another opportunity to dial in to the Arrojo culture. So it's either going to be called Tribeca Tuesdays or Taco Tuesdays. I'm not quite sure. I think Tribeca Tuesdays. Look for the line. There's the line. You can just about see the line. And I'm over directing the hair nice and tight all the way back. My fingers top to bottom. I feel the hair disappear beneath my fingers. When I say fingers top to bottom, not side to side, top to bottom. So what happens is it's much tighter when it's top to bottom. Part of the magic of being able to share our education through through technology, through the web, through the internet, means that when you come for classes, we spend much more time hands-on and a lot less time demonstrating. We want to prepare people for the class so that when they get here, we spend all of that time teaching rather than watching. Now I'm going to rotate to the flat of the blade. And I'm keeping the side parting relatively low, because I like the extremity. When it's low, it definitely looks more modern. If you cut from the side too high, it may look less modern. So just melting that hair away. And we can see by putting the sharpness in through the underneath, you get a little bit more translucency through the sides. Let's do the opposite side.
Nick, Ian has a question. He asked, would you ever cut this line at the front on a horizontal?
Yeah, I would. I would cut it, depending on what we're doing. I think the idea is always to try and change your technique, evolve it, mix it up. I'll just run through the sectioning patterns. Angle, angle, angle. You're literally at, 5, 6 sections. Yeah? And I do that, and the angle of the section is reflective of the angle of the cutting line. If I were to be more horizontal, I'd probably be more horizontal with the outline too. I always like to keep consistency in my angle and my line. So let's just do what we said we were going to do. I'll take a healthy section right here. Always work with the clip. Think about the client experience. The client experience is very important. Okay? We're living in a world now that you better make sure that client experience is good. If the client experience is good, the client will come back. If the experience isn't good, she won't come back. If the haircut's good, she might not come back because she doesn't really know the difference between a brilliant cut or an okay cut. She definitely knows the difference between a brilliant service and an okay service. So for every hairdresser out there, especially those young ones, focus on your experience, and I guarantee you'll build your clientele quicker. Section nice and clean. The clip's good. It stops the hair from falling all over the face. Fine teeth of the comb to get nice even tension. I'm combing that hair back, over directing it, and then I'm working through with the blade. And my position is right behind my section, so my eyes are looking right the way in. And I want to keep all, if not all, or as much of the length at the front as possible. I don't need to check the balance. We're doing much more of a creative shape, so it's not like, I've got to make sure that the front's balanced. I'm not trying to make it perfect. What I'm trying to do is keep as much length as possible as I create the finishing picture. This hair we over direct back. So as we're coming up over the top, we're moving onto the top of the head. Look for your guide. There's your guide right in here. So it's a diffused guide. And really simplistic sections, it's really more about the intention and the connection of the blade in the hair.
Nick, Sandra Seeger's asking, are you coming back to Turning Stone?
Oh, I hope so, Sandra. I had such a nice time at Turning Stone Casino. I was there with Goldwell of New York. I would recommend you go over to the Goldwell of New York people and tell them that they should bring me. And I'll definitely go. In fact, Corinne, I think you went, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
It was great.
We went there twice last year, so the casino must be missing me already. So talk to the Goldwell of New York people and see if they're interested in bringing us in.
Nick, Ian said he's trying to ask whether you would cut the outline shape on a horizontal.
Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, but on this, because we're over directing the hair back, what I'm doing, Ian, is I'm trying to take out a little bit of the length here so I can keep the length through the front. So it's not, you see what happens with a scissor, it's all about this hand. What happens with a razor, the razor does a lot, because I can graduate with a razor without any elevation. So the razor takes out hair, and you kind of work hair in a different way. It's more about sculpture, and it's much more freeform. It's not so much about that technical precision in the same way. When you're cutting with a scissor, you tend to follow lines. When you follow lines, the first line is the most important because everything else follows that line. It's like getting on a track. I like to say scissor cutting is like going from here to Philadelphia on a train. Once I put the track in, I'm just going to go the same way every time. Razor cutting is like going from here to Philadelphia on a plane. I can get to the same destination, but I can move around the sky. So there is a difference to it. It's more feel, more flow, and a little bit more sculptural. We'll do some classic cutting throughout the journey of the year with scissors. And, you know, we're just going to keep trying to share our techniques. I hope that helps you. Okay, so now we've kind of finished the general shape. Okay, so we kind of finished the general shape, so we're just going to have a look. We can see the curl starting to spring in. Remember, we prepped the hair. I'm looking at that hairline. I might do a little scissor work in there later, but before we do that, I'm going to use a little bit of product for the last time. Yeah, the last time before I cut. So I'm going to damp the hair down. I'm using a Hydro Mist. Rob the boss, come in. Tell me about Hydro Mist. You want to hold it?
I do. I would like to spray it.
Okay.
So Hydro Mist is sort of like a lightweight conditioning spray. It's really good for day 2 if you don't want to wet your hair completely down. And you just want to be able to sort of restyle, but get a little bit of hydration in there.
So it's a hydrator. Contains a lot of glycerin, so it gives the hair a lot of shine and sheen. And how much does it retail for?
I'm not positive, but I would say 22.
Bad answer. What did you say?
22.
Completely wrong. That's it. See the door? I want to see you walk in. Out in the snow in that crop top. $19. Very, very important. If you want to be good at selling and retailing and making the most of your business, you have to know the prices. Because then when you're talking to the client, you can tell her what the price of the product is. Oh, Rob the boss.
I'm trying.
Okay, let's just do a little bit of refining. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a little separation. So we're going to come through. Did you say you're trying?
Trying.
Try harder.
Okay.
Comb the hair from the front. Comb the hair from the... See, there's your line. You see your line? But what we're going to do now is we're just going to do a little, I like to call just a little separating. It's going to open out the curl.
Nick, Ginger Fortune has a great question.
Okay, Ginge.
What's the best way to avoid frizz when cutting curly hair with a razor?
You don't come down the shaft like this. When you come down the shaft like this, you're creating so much frizz. Yeah? So you'll notice what I'm doing is to create some separation, I'm basically going to punch in some holes. And the razor's really good at punching in some holes. Watch. Hole, hole, hole. That'll create a curl. That'll create a curl. That'll create a curl. That'll create a curl. If I were to comb this down and go scrape, 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 nothing but frizz, baby. So this is one side, little separation. The blade's sharper than a scissor. Yeah, this blade's much sharper than a scissor. Scissor's not as sharp. And the disposable blades come do exactly the same on the opposite side from the front. The other thing to remember is don't think that you're not allowed to pick up your scissor. You're completely allowed to pick up your scissor. It's not about the razor being the tool, it's about the finished result. But the razor being a very fluid tool really does help when it comes to creating freedom and separation. Free at last, free at last. So just putting in some panels will help to create some separation. Is Rob still here? I thought she was running around in the snow. That was a punishment. Yes. Corinne, we have a question.
Angela Dunn has a great question. She said, any other good tips for retail? A lot of us stink at that.
Yeah, I know. A lot of you do stink at that. Yeah?
Can you smell it?
I can, and there's one. We do a retail class. The key to retailing is you have to turn up and know that you want to do it. Most people don't turn up and know they want to do it. Yeah? This is what I'm going to tell you right now. Most clients that are coming in today on your book, they've already paid for their haircut. The transaction's not happened, but they already know they're going to spend the money on the cut. What your job should be is to try and get one, if not two products into that client's hand, because they're not going to buy, if they don't buy them from you, they're going to buy them from somebody else. So we have a retail class. It's a retail success class. Corinne teaches that class. She's one of our masters at teaching the retail class. And, you know, it's all about making sure that you don't wait till the very end. Most people wait till the end and they go, do you want anything today? And that never works. You'll notice today we did some education with Mariana, and we put the product in at the beginning. That brought the focus to the product. And look where the product is. It's right at the front of the client. Constantly reminding her that we're using these products and we believe in them. And it's called a professional recommendation based off your professionalism. Otherwise, you're going to have Sunshine Sally from Sephora, Ulta, Target recommending, or even worse, clients self-prescribing. All right, now just final thing before I add a little bit more product. Final thing. Notice how I comb, even though she wears the hair this way, yeah, I pulled it over this way so that she can go both ways. Yeah? And I like to do that because I think it's very important for me to see the overall picture. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Elixir American Wave. This is a gelled oil formula, ginseng, and what it's going to do is it's going to prevent any frizz. It's got proteins, lipids, they're going to create softness and shine without feeling greasy. It's got ginseng and protein. So let me show you now. When you're doing retail, most hairdressers do it here, at the back. Notice, I like to do it from the front. Said the bishop to the mistress. Okay, so you'll notice we've got a nice dollop of my Elixir, American Wave Elixir. So it's a healthy amount. She's going to need it. Now, the nice thing is this product's not stiff.
It smells good.
It smells good, yeah? So when you do it here, you know, you're not putting it in her face, but she can smell the aroma. That's another sensory touch point. And if you emulsify it here in front of the client, she wants to see how you do it. In your hands, you get a nice film, celebrate the retail. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work it in.
Nick, we've got some good questions. Ginger's asking, will creating separation in the curl cause bulk in the line in the front as the curly hair dries?
Say that again, Corinne.
Creating separation like that in the curl, will it cause bulk in the line in the front?
No, it's going to eliminate bulk. When you create separation, it eliminates bulk. You create space so that the hair can move. That's what it does. Now remember, American Wave was designed for curly wave and texture. Yeah, it's not designed just for clients that get the American Wave service. So it's a new line for curly hair. And I think it's such a great name.
Smells good,
and
right?
It smells good, yeah. I'm now just going to add a little bit more hypnotic back in. Now the product is completely, as I like to say, completely interchangeable. Okay? Now sometimes what we do in the salon is this is hypnotic, this is a curl calmer. It's going to hypnotize the curls, has argan oil and jojoba. In the salon, there's a good chance I would send her to the backwash to get re-rinsed. But we are live here in Brooklyn, and we're on a deadline and a schedule. We have 10 minutes left of our program for today. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the curl in. I'm going to set the curl in by ribboning the front of the hair. That's going to lock in the curl. Before I do that, I'm going to take my Arrojo comb and I'm going to comb it. comb it through. I'm going to tell my client, if you want to stop the hair from frizzing, you've got to comb that product and evenly distribute the product in the hair. Let me step in front. Okay, Rob the boss, come here. Yeah, come on. I'll keep her close so she becomes really good at retailing. So we take a section here, and I'll show my client. That's probably a little too thick. From the front only. I'm going to take, and these little ribbons, now, if you want to retail, this is how you're going to do it. Yeah, it's a key thing, because the hairdresser that takes the time to explain to the client how to minimize any type of frizz and how to maximize the product, that client is, that hairdresser is going to do the retail sale. And by the way, my favorite hairdressers are my retailing hairdressers. Yeah? Because when I know that they have good retail statistics, what it means is it means that the hairstylist was actually talking to the client about their hair. If they have very poor retail statistics, it means that they never spent any time talking to the client about their hair.
Nick, Ian's asking if you do retail classes online.
No, Ian, but you know, I think you'll keep an eye on maybe on our, it's going to be late in England when we do our Tribeca Tuesdays, but I think that might be a perfect, because I think we'll do we're not going to do the same as Brooklyn Live. Why replicate? We're going to change it up. Stay tuned for when we're going to launch our Tribeca Tuesdays. But we're going to launch it. Tribeca is where I have a big salon. I also have my cosmetology school. So stay tuned. Now you see your ribbon in, you create really good curl formation.
It's a nice zigzag.
I got my zigzag, zag. So here you go, your little zigzag. You can do your zigzag with your wide tooth of your comb. Twist. Twist. You got to get this in while the hair's wet. Don't let the hair dry. Okay, so damp. Twist. Let's twist again, like we did last summer. So there's the zigzag. And always do it from the underneath. Yeah, do it from the underneath so you're not disturbing the curl. Again, make sure you save 3 to 5 minutes to do this for your client. This is what's going to take that ticket and potentially double it. Because when she sees the curl formation that you've given, the education you've given to your client, then she's more inclined to
retail.
take home the products that you recommended. Yeah? If you don't do this, it's just a crapshoot. Twist. So comb that product through, ribbon and twist. Comb that product through, ribbon and twist, ribbon and twist. Final few sections. So let's recap, Corinne. What else have we got? We got a discount code. We have a discount code. It's called Going Rogue. It's on arrojopro.com. You'll get 15% off any of our tools, razors, clips, combs, brushes. We're going to be in Nashville this weekend, part of the Cosmoprof show. So if you want to come and experience Arrojo, I got 7 classrooms that are all free with the purchase of a ticket into the Cosmoprof show. I'll be there working alongside my compadres from Goldwell. Then next weekend, where are we going to be? Chicago. We're going to be in Chicago. We're going to be in Chi-Town. Being in Chi-Town, we are going to have our trade booth where we're going to be sharing education all day. If you want to get certified in American Wave, we have certification classes. Sign up at the show. And you'll sign up, and this is the waving system. One is called American Wave, the other one's called Color Wave. One is for heavily colored hair, one is for normal, healthy hair. Next week, we're all, in Chicago, we're also going to have an Arrojo expose featuring the legendary Mr. Wallace. If you're interested in getting a ticket, go to arrojoexpo.com. I'm going to use my diffuser. This is a YS Park diffuser. We're going to rotate. Now, there's a couple of American Wave products that we don't have because we had them, we sold out, and with the snowstorm, the shipment couldn't get here. They'll be coming in today. If you're interested in bringing American Wave into your salon, into your suite, the buy-in is $550. That includes shipping. That's our special intro price. We do not sell our products through distribution. It's direct. So if you're interested and you want to bring in American Wave and be a part of the wave of the future, American Wave is a 6 SKU line. It's an amazing product. Clean, green, paraben-free, sulfate-free. We worked on a vegan grade philosophy. Beautiful products. And $550 is the buy-in. We used in the hair today to create this curl. We used our hypnotic and our curl definer. And our curl definer is called Elixir. So when you're diffusing the hair, rotate the hair around.
Nick, Ginger's asking, do you recommend the same size sections for ribboning to help with curl size, or does it not matter?
I think usually around about a 1-inch square, but you know, curly hair's not, curly hair's curls in different times in different places. It's not consistent, so I don't think it overly matters, but I like to do around about an inch square section. When you, sorry, Karen?
Becky said she thought a diffuser like that would blow the hair everywhere.
Look at this, it doesn't. This is a titanium mesh. The nozzle's kept on. It's hot here, hot here, hot here. Always keep your hand driving here. This is the Arrojo dryer. A lot of people are buying those Dyson dryers. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I think this is a twin turbo Parlux motor. This is the Arrojo dryer, compact and bijou. And it's a really great dryer. If you're interested, we have them on arrojopro.com.
Nick, where in Nashville are you guys going to be?
I'm going to be at the convention center. Yeah, it's the Cosmoprof show. Head to the side. You know what I'm going to need? I'm going to need a little bit of my holding spray. So we're going to use Arrojo product holding spray. We have an amazing product in Arrojo American Wave called, it's called Glint, but we're out of it because we sold it out. We sold it out all weekend at the show. It's a sellout product. It is definitely going to be your new hero product, guaranteed. You don't want to disturb the hair too much while you're drying it. Notice how I'm trying to dry, keep this hand moving. Good exercise. My underneath is getting tight like a tiger. We're going to dry it bone dry. Head forward. Now when you want to shake out the hair, shake it from the root. Shake it from the root. Yeah, you don't know the hair's dry until the hair's cooled down. So you shake it from the root.
Nick, Kathy Gower's asking, what product did you use on her hair?
I used the Hypnotic Curl Cream. This is the Curl Calmer, American Wave, Elixir, and I used Rogue, which is our Co-Cleanse. This is our new American Wave product. If you're interested, there's a special promo until April the 1st. And it's $550, gets you all the line, 6 SKUs, and you too can be part of the new product. And new products always sells because it creates excitement. So get connected. I'm going to use a little bit of my holding spray right now.
Daryl Barrett says hi.
Hey D, how you doing, big guy?
On Sunday.
Good to see you, D. This is our holding spray. What happened, Corinne? Did your leg fall off there? This is a lightweight holding mist. Just a little finish. Get the dry back on. If you're interested in Arrojo products, connect with us. Connect with us on Instagram. Send me a direct message. Connect with me. Connect with Gordon at Arrojo NYC.
Nick Ginger's asking, what product do you recommend for light sheen on curls?
Oh man, we got the best one, haven't we, Corinne?
When she uses curly hair, it looks a little dry.
We have an amazing product. It's called Glint. Check out my Instagram. I don't have it here. We don't even have an empty can. We used it all. We sold it all out. It's an amazing product. It's $28. It'll be your new hero product. Glint. It's a wave and shine texture spray. Amazing product. I wished I had it, but I don't. So you'll see. Don't be scared. Look at that curl come back in. It's got a beautiful curl. Great with a diffuser.
Nick, Stacy Atwood says the downside of products is skin irritation. What are your thoughts on that? She said, Stacy says the downside of products is skin irritation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, there's more skin irritation now than ever before. And when we developed American Wave, there's a lot of people that say that, it's a lot of marketing. Products are getting better. Technology's getting better. If you buy a Arrojo product, we have a cheat sheet that tells you all of the problem and concerns, parabens, oats, different ingredient listings. We have it, it's right up there, right on my reception desk, that little black frame. That's like the cheat sheet so the client can check in. Allergies are big now, real big, but products are getting better and better. And American Wave, we designed American Wave, the cleanest, greenest product it can be. We really worked hard on that. But yes, you do have some clients that don't like fragrance. The truth of the matter is, if you don't have products, you're not going to get the hair to look as good. So you have to kind of create your unique perspective on hair products. We service over 1,600 clients a week in the 3 Arrojo studios here in New York. That doesn't include all the clients that come to the cosmetology school. So we've really done a spectacular job. And if you're interested, check out Arrojo product. Check out American Wave.
Nick Ginger's asking if Glint is just for wavy hair, and if so, what sheen product do you recommend for straight hair?
Oh, well, Glint is great for textured and wave hair, but if you're looking for sheen, we have a great product. It's called Healing Oil. Yeah, this is a glossing spray. It's also a sunscreen. Yeah, it's also paraben-free, no sulfates. It's a lightweight oil. It's great for speeding up the blowout. So it's a multi-purpose product. This is called Arrojo Healing Oil. Great product. We also have Shine Spray. That's our Shine Spray. That's our sheen. That's our lightweight mist, which will just add gloss and shine onto straight hair. $22. And the Healing Oil also $22 for the Healing Oil. Great product.
Nick, Ian said he wants to know my retail numbers.
Whose? Yours?
Yes.
That could keep going.
Keep going. Well, the average retail ticket in America is $6 a client. Yeah? Because usually what happens is most hairdressers only have some clients purchase. So when a client purchases, the computer software system always counts that as a full purchase. What I think is the goal has to be $18 to $20 per client. If you use $18 to $20 per client, you're going to win. And that is selling one product, period. And if you can't sell one product, change careers. That's what I say. Robin?
I have nothing to say to that.
Nothing to say to that. She's going to win. So now let's just say if you want to just really even polish the curl up just a little bit more, yeah, you just run your fingers, so very lightly, run your fingers through the curl and just polish that curl up just a little bit more. And there she is. That's our razor bob. Come around here, let's have a look at our wild razor curly loose bob. Look at the great texture that we have through here. Finish that just a little bit of light mist. Don't be scared of curly hair. Do not be scared of it. Okay, learn how to play with curl. When you learn how to play with curl, you get better and better at it. If you don't learn how to play with curl, you get, people get too scared. So don't be scared of curly texture. Yeah, we don't want it to look like Kim Kardashian. If I wanted to polish it up more with a wand, I could. But really, I don't want to do that. I want to have this loose, free, natural texture. I even like the hairline. I don't even want to kind of refine anything in the hairline. I like that personal signature. Yeah, I want to shave that off. I think it's too aggressive. How do you feel, babe?
Love it.
You love it?
Happy.
We feel good?
Yep. Feel like me.
It's a pleasure. You feel like you. So, it's just time for me to say goodbye. Thanks for checking us out on Brooklyn Live. Say bye to Rob the boss.
Bye.
Hopefully she'll still be here next week. Say bye to Corinne. What should you do? You got your hand in it.
Stability. Bye.
Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you next week on Brooklyn Live, and hopefully you'll see us in Nashville over the weekend. And thanks for all your support at the IBS show this past weekend. I'm going to run back to Soho in my car and drive through the snow. Catch you later.